This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. This is just more proof of everything that I've been saying on this channel, as well as most of you who subscribe to this channel have been saying as well, about free speech. You want to hear something absolutely ridiculous? Makes you just shake your head and wonder how people don't see this, wake up and realize that this entire BLM movement ties in with the entire movement they created for the LGBT about hate speech. Suddenly, 20 years ago, hate speech wasn't a thing. First, they started with what were known as hate crimes, which anybody who was of a certain gender or a certain sexual preference, if they got beat up, it had nothing to do with them running their mouths or anything else. It had to do with them just being picked out of a hat pretty much because of their sexual preference. Now it's about hate speech, and hate speech is about the removal of free speech. You want to laugh? Get a load of this. Texas and Houston specifically have banned the term master bedroom. I kid you not. Because that's what we all think about when we hear master bedroom, master bath. You don't think about, well, that's just the big room in the house where the parents would sleep, right? Where mom and dad would sleep, and the other rooms are for the kids. Apparently, we all think of slavery and hatred and bigotry, and they've now canceled the word master bedroom and master bath and replaced it with primary bedroom and primary bath, right? You're not allowed to say it anymore. It's considered hate speech. You gotta be joking me, right? It's going to be a crime to say something like this. This is how sensitive our society is. This is really because Gen Z, who acts like they're the ones who are saving the world and here to the biggest cupcakes you'll ever imagine. These people would, if you try to have an altercation with them, I could just see them flailing their hands like, don't assault me. You know, that's the term where keyboard warrior comes from. But the term master is officially canceled when it comes to describing bedrooms and bathrooms, at least when searching for homes in Houston. The Houston Association of Realtors is no longer using the word master to hype bedrooms and bathrooms on its listing services. Instead, the realtors are going with the word primary. The change in terminology, which happened quietly earlier this month, is already in place on HAR's property listing database, and it came after several members demanded a review of the language, which some believe carries connotations to slavery. So, what's next? He-Man, Master of the Universe? Isn't that I never watched that, but isn't that, another one of these shows? I've heard of it many times over, and obviously one of the videos I did talking about cartoons from the 80s that were filled with Satanism, He-Man was on it, but I think it was Masters of the Universe. How about the Master Blank, or should I just say Blank Baiter? That'll be another offensive term. Any term with the word master in it. As if people are thinking like that. I mean, what planet am I in 2020 where this is becoming a problem? And this isn't about that term. I don't walk around throughout my day going, master bedroom, master bathroom, right? Obviously, if you watch HGTV or you are buying a house or renting a home, you know that they always list it and they say master, and you just assume it's the bigger room, right? It's the nicest room of the bunch of rooms with the nicest bathroom. So that's what you would naturally think. But now you're supposed to think of it as some type of racial term, right? So people out there who hear this, they go, yeah, I could understand that. Huh? Don't you see that they are taking any word, even a regular word like that, and they're deeming it hate speech? Do you know how many words are going to be banned in the next 10 years? That if you say it, you're going to go to prison, or you're going to be fined? That's the removal of free speech. That's what this is about. I've said it from the get-go, and people go, no, it's not. They really care about equality. They don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Indian. They do not care. The Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, these elite bloodlines do not care about your skin color at all. They care about eliminating you. They've already turned us into their slaves because we're all slaves to the dollar. Because you can't even live on your own. Even if you're somebody who goes, you know what, I'm going to homestead. Oh yeah, that's fine, but you're still paying taxes on the land. So even if you're homesteading, who owns the land? You don't own the land. They can still come and take your homestead and flip it upside down if you don't pay the taxes on it. It's modern day slavery, right? Working the 9 to 5. Paying taxes on every single thing. Soon to be breathing air, the carbon monoxide or whatever it is, the carbon tax that is to come with the whole global warming nonsense. And now this is just stuff that quietly happens, right? It says, according to the HAR, the change has been raised and considered for several years. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, they've been thinking about it for years. And they're finally pulling the plug on the term master. It's worth noting, Houston has one of the nation's highest African American populations. So, I mean, what? If you're a black person who's looking to buy a home, and they go, here's your master bedroom, they're offended. I mean, I've seen it on HGTV. I've seen like Love It or Listed, some of those shows on there. What is it? House hunters. Black couples all the time buying houses. Never once like, what did you say? Master, what? Because nobody cares. But they make you care because they make you go, okay, now we want you to tippy-toe on every word you say. Now we're going to take any term that's even slightly offensive. And when it comes to slavery, what book you think they're going to look at next and remove and say that it's pro-slavery? You know what they're going to do with the Bible. If you haven't read the Bible, read the Bible. They're going to consider things that occurred in the Bible slavery, just like they're going to consider it homophobic and hateful. And that's the way they're going to remove the Bible. But this is the stuff that has to happen first. Get everybody offended. Get everybody to be a cupcake. What do they call them? Karens? Is that the term I keep seeing people post under videos? These people are, I don't even know what that means, but I'm assuming it's a softie. It says other masters are on their way out. Like the court of master sommelers, which I don't know what that is, which says it will no longer use the word master before a wine. Oh, it's a wine. And it begs the question, what's next to the chopping block? Oprah's master class. The golf tournament known as the Masters, which is the most famous golf tournament probably in the world, but definitely here in America. And master's degrees could be next. Not that having a master's degree means anything, because it just means that you've gotten as far ahead as possible learning lies and pointless information. Unless, of course, I mean, maybe you got a master's and actually learned a trade, but don't be offended by it, because I also got my degrees, and I couldn't be more embarrassed that I even got them, but didn't really have a choice at the time. Total waste. Learned nothing. But that's what you learn in school, nothing. The hardest part, and the thing, when you actually learn the world's a bunch of lies, the hardest thing to do is actually deprogram yourself and then learn how to deprogram others. I'm not just saying that because that's what I do here on this channel, because it's true. So masters is the newest term. I don't know. What's after that? Think of words that just suddenly could be considered racist or offensive. Amazing, right? And people don't see that this is how they take away free speech, by removing words. And they go, well, it's hateful. Masters is hateful? No one said the N-word. Amazing how they get away with it. And it's amazing that we live in a time period where our fellow brothers and sisters, the sleeping zombies out there, think stuff like this is good and this is progress. While all of these elites, even the black ones who are worth millions and billions and billions of dollars, like Oprah and LeBron James and Tiger Woods and Michael Jordan and Denzel Washington, are laughing their butts off because they're all part of the greater agenda. They're all part of the same secret societies, the Prince Hall Masons, Eastern Star Witches, high-level Satanists, where they don't see color there. They see Satan. That's what they see. And they see the destruction of society and the rebuilding of the Tower of Babel. And that's all they care about, and that's all they've ever cared about. Now it's happening again. I want to remind everyone, please check out my website at callfornuprising.com. If you haven't already, please become or consider becoming a member. At the very least, if you don't like it, you can always unsubscribe. There's lots of great stuff going on over there. But it's mainly something for you more than anything else, to interact with other people, not be censored, unless, of course, you're doing something extremely creepy, or something like that, but not to be censored and talk about any of this stuff that's going on, which you know what I'm talking about, in the world that they don't want you talking about here on YouTube or on other platforms. So check it out if you haven't. I want to thank the Patrons. And again, because of you, it keeps this channel going. So please consider becoming a Patreon if you're not. And thank all of you who thumbs up the videos and still remain here on the channel. It means a lot. Hopefully good things are to come, but looks pretty bleak for me and for everything else going on in the world. But thanks again to all of you. God bless you and your families.